Well, Susan, it is hard to believe that Sherwood Oaks Bedford is 10 years old, but the story of this church dates long before, Sherwood Oaks was a part of its story. And so tell us a little bit about those early days of CBF.
We were an offshoot of another local church.
Yeah.
And we began in 2004 in January, and we actually started meeting in the basement of our home.
Oh.
That was our first meeting. And there were 5 or 6 couples that came to talk about what direction we wanted to take. And the next thing you know, we are meeting every week at what used to be SNL Creative Corner downtown, is now Bailey's Flowers. And we started out there in April, I think, of 2004, and had about 75 to 80 people.
Okay.
And we met there for probably 5 or 6 months until we outgrew it. Okay. And we moved out to what is now the Quality Inn for years and years. We had to haul in equipment, and we had a group of volunteers that would come in each week and set up chairs in this big meeting room. And we were averaging between 100 and 140 people a week. And we knew by Christmas of that year that we needed a facility. Yeah. And we looked around, and there was nothing really available. And under the direction of Bruce Hewitson, who is a local attorney here and one of our original members, he was able to secure these 7 acres of land, a little over 7 acres of land, and some large donations. The land was owned by Bill Poling, and Bruce was Bill's attorney and also his property manager.
Okay.
And we broke ground here in April of 2005.
Wow.
By December 18th, I think, was our first service here in the new facility of 2005, and it was our Christmas service.
And so those early days when the community of CBF was gathering, what did it feel like?
It was really, really amazing. Our motto was a family of faith. We were getting larger, but we were also a very tight-knit group because we'd been through things together. In 2007, we were able to hire Eric Kennedy, and he was our first full-time pastor, and he was with us until 2014.
And so walk us through the decision for CBF to become a campus of Sherwood Oaks. What was that time like for you all?
Rough. Because after Eric left, we didn't have a full-time pastor anymore, and so we were dependent on pulpit supply, and we had some people volunteer, and we had to pay some people. But without that full-time lead, people started losing the connection, I guess. Yeah. And so as people left, money left. As the treasurer of the organization, I felt a lot of pressure. And it's no secret now, I don't think, that Roger and I were personal guarantors on this building financially. And my employer held the mortgage, which was still pretty sizable. In the midst of all of that, we lost Bruce. He died very unexpectedly. And Bruce was a core leader and the brains behind everything. And things were just ever so slowly falling apart. And so then I ended up with plantar fasciitis. I had been given the name of a woman here in town, a reflexologist, and leading up to this time, it took me 3 months to, get up the courage to make an appointment with her. But all this time, I am literally crying out to God, what are we doing? What are we gonna do? Would you give us a sign, do something, because I refuse to believe that we went through everything that we went through just to be left hanging or to have to walk away from this facility that he had graced us with. And so I ended up going to this lady, and at the end of the appointment, we're just talking, and she's like, well, what church do you go to? And I told her, and so we talked a little bit, and then I said, where do you go? And she said, well, we actually go to Sherwood Oaks up in Bloomington, but we are part of a core group of people that committed to 3 years to establish a satellite church on the west side of Bloomington. And without even thinking, I just said, oh, well, you think Sherwood Oaks would ever like to have a Bedford satellite? And we just kind of laughed. And I remember at that moment thinking, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. Oh.
Really? Really?
And the whole way home, I'm crying and I'm beating on my steering wheel and saying, God, is this it? Is this what you want? Is this it? Because if it is, you're going to have to make this really, really clear. And so I got home and I told Roger about it. And I said, I don't know. What do you think? And he said, well, I think we ought to pray about it. Yeah, probably ought to sit on it. But then the next day I woke up and I said, I'm going to call a meeting of the elders. And we're going to have to talk about it because we don't have time to sit on this. So I think it was that Saturday or Sunday, we met here, right over there, and I told him what had happened. And I said, one of you has a relationship with Tom Ellsworth. Sandy said, yeah, it's me from my radio days. And I said, what if we just ask? What do you guys think? They said, it's something worth looking into. And Sandy also worked directly every day with Brian Bailey. And so the next day he went to work at Crane and he and Brian talked about it. And Brian said, I'll take it to the elders at Sherwood Oaks. And so he did. And from that point on, things moved very quick. I think that was in June or July. And by September, we had the field trip of Sherwood Oaks elders and representatives coming down to look at the facility. And there was so much enthusiasm. It was a relief. Not even knowing at that time if it would happen, much less when. But I just felt like it was a sign that I had been begging for.
So you guys believed in this being a place that the Lord had strategically planted you to shine his light in Lawrence County.
It was very intentional, knowing that B&L was right behind us. And we felt like that was such a field of opportunity for ministry. And we knew building a facility such as this, it would be a great place for people to come, kids to come. I cannot tell you how excited I was when they started talking about putting a preschool in there, because it just brought back all of those goals that we had as a small fellowship. And
it's like God redeeming the painful season. And saying, you have no idea what I want to do in the future. That's beautiful. So when you think about the last 10 years, let's kind of think through some of the ways that you've seen God move.
Everything fell into place. From our perspective anyway, from my perspective, everything fell into place perfectly. Everything was just perfectly timed. We didn't know it at the time that it was perfectly timed. It was God's perfect timing. We never do. He does not share that with us.
This facility and the people of Sherwood Oaks Bedford are shining such a bright light, which was the hope and the prayer from those early days of CBF.
It was. It was. And it's great to look back on that and see that come to fruition, you know. And we have grown so much. And now we've got all of these classrooms are filled with children.
You've mentioned Roger a couple of times, and you cannot tell the story of Sherwood Oaks Bedford without Roger Gales.
He was the glue that helped hold things together. It was just his willingness to be there and do the work, whatever work needed to be done.
Humble servant is what comes to mind when I think of Roger.
Yes.
His fingerprints are all over this place.
He knew where all of the stuff was because he was here when it was built and when we poured the floor, and we knew where everything was. And someday when God calls me home, I want to be able to go and meet with Roger and Bruce and Bill and say, guys, we did it. It's everything and more than what we ever hoped it would be. And then we can all just stand there and sing together the goodness of God.
And I imagine Roger will have written the score for that.
And it will be beautiful.
Thank you so much for sharing today and for opening up and for just your commitment to the Lord and to this church. And we look forward to seeing what the next 10 years hold and beyond.